Hello, this is Evangelist Dr. Robert L. McKim Sr. And when I mean doctor, I mean I earned my doctorate degrees, okay? I studied and I studied and I studied and I earned my doctorate degrees. I did not just pull them right out of a Cracker Jack box. I didn't just pay money and then get a degree. I paid money, received books in the mail and the study materials, and then I did the tests and then sent the tests back and I earned the degrees. That's how you earn a degree. And if you don't like that concept, I don't give a hoot. It's time people stop bullying me because they think because they were in the army that they're better than somebody else who has studied under a preacher for years and somebody who has studied at home for years. And where does it say that you have to make money? Where does it say that you have to make money? I'm sick in my body. I'm lame in my body. I cannot hold a job. And if you don't like that, I don't care. You are a bully when you tell people who cannot do what you do that they have to do it or they're nothing. And their degrees are nothing. You are a bully. Nothing more, nothing less, but a bully. Because you think you're more right because you was in the army. Now I'm not going to tell you again. Stop it. Enough is enough. And enough is enough with home health care agencies bullying people around that has dementia and early onset Alzheimer's. My dad's wife has dementia, early onset Alzheimer's, even though she don't know it. And she's supposed to have a home health aide every day. Well, her aide told the food pantry people that they had already left to go to Florida. Well, my dad, his wife Peanut, has not left to go to Florida yet. They are not scheduled to leave until the 26th. She is still here. She still needs a home health aide while she's here. But because a home health aide barely shows up, she'll only want to show up when she wants to show up. Back on the 11th of last month, she didn't even show up at all because me and Renee stopped in and she wasn't even there. My dad, he took off because he doesn't like being around that woman because of how her attitude. She told my dad that she was tape recording him. Now, is that what a home health aide is supposed to do? No. I worked home health aide for 5 years, and I worked in a group home briefly. And then again, there too, I had a assistant manager who was bullying me too, so I had to get out of that situation. I know what it's like. And the reason why I was bullied by that assistant manager is because there was a woman that lived in the group home that was Amish, and she was having a toothache. But that woman kept saying, well, she just like that. She just doesn't want to eat the food. Well, I noticed she only wanted to eat food on a certain side of her mouth and not the other side because she was having pain on the other side. I went over my assistant manager's head, went to the woman that hired me, told her what was going on, what I had seen. They got her into a dentist, and sure enough, she had an abscessed tooth. Well, they probably told that assistant manager off, and then that assistant manager, of course, started getting on me. wanted me to get down on my hands and knees and scrub a linoleum carpet in the kitchen that was stained up. I mean, if that isn't bullying, I don't know what is. It's just like this person that thinks that they're better than me that was in the army. Enough is enough. This is supposed to be anti-bully month. Anti-bully. Yeah, I'm still being bullied by people who think they are better than everybody else on the face of the earth. That they know more about the Bible. They know more about God in general. They want to say that my near-death experience is just me being crazy. They're the ones that's crazy because they refuse to believe the truth. Now, before I start going off here on a tangent anymore, I want to call Ember Complete Care, Home Care, and let them know what the aide had said. I forget the woman's name that runs.
For Complete Care, this is Denise. Can I help you?
Hello, yes, this is Robert McKim Sr., Pina Meeks, and Robert McKim's, Robert McKim's son that lives with Pina Meek in Dover.
Okay. Who do you need to speak with?
Whoever's in charge. I can't remember her name offhand.
Nursing, if you want Cindy Henry?
Whoever's in charge. I don't know the names.
In charge of what, honey?
Ember, Complete Care. Whoever is in charge of the nurses' aides.
Oh, for the aides. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put you on. Farah probably is who you want.
Okay.
Okay, one moment. Sir?
Yeah.
She's on another call. Can I give her a message?
Well, yesterday evening, me and my father was at the Dover Food Pantry.
Uh-huh.
And he went there to get, Penis food. And they had mentioned at the food pantry that her aide that was picking up the food had told them that Pina and my dad had already left for Florida, which isn't true, that they're leaving, of course, the 26th of this month. And, of course, she had an aide the other day, but her normal aides ain't coming. So she was wondering what was going on.
Okay. All right, let me see if she's off the phone now. Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
This is Beth. Can I help you?
Hi, yeah, this is Robert McKim Sr. I am the son of Robert McKim that lives with Pina Meek.
Uh-huh.
We was at the Dover Food Pantry yesterday evening, and my dad went there to get Pina's food, and they told my dad and me that her aide that usually picks up the food told them that they had left for Florida already, which isn't true. They're not leaving until the 26th. And she was like upset when she heard that. And of course, there was an aide there the other day. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. Can't remember what. A different aide, different girl. But she was wondering, why. What's going on, basically? Why is the aides not coming like they normally?
Alright, just one moment.
Okay. Well, I think they moved. They have a new place now. Down there, off of 250. They're not actually in town no more. They're off of 250. Actually, the old 250. Hi. You know what I'm talking about? Where you go to the school and they used to be in town in a house. Now they're got a new facility.
I'm sorry, that party is not available. To transfer to a different extension, enter it now. To leave a message, press 1. To exit.
She just, I don't know what she did. They probably don't want to talk to me. Goes to show how they are. Because aide told my dad that she was recording him. But you know what? Hey, I look at it this way. What comes around goes around. Because that's what happened before with me. A job I had in 1989 when I was working as a security guard. My supervisor lied on me. I had the flu. And I had a doctor's excuse. I was sick as a dog. Vomiting, diarrhea, chills, fever. I couldn't go to work for 6 days. I really shouldn't even went to work the 7th day, but I did. And then, I was like, got better, I was working and I had the doctor's excuse. I gave my supervisor the doctor's excuse. And she took it. She didn't say anything. But when I went back to work, there was one security guard that was fired for supposedly not picking up trash in the parking lot. And then they hired 2 new guards. Instead of 1 to take his place, they hired 2. I asked her why. She said, I just want to see which one will work out. And then normally there would be 2 schedules on the desk in the main guardhouse. The schedule that you're working on, working, for the week that you're working on then, and then the following week's schedule. There was only 1 schedule, and that was the week that basically when I came back, my name was on that schedule, but there was no following schedule. So for a whole week, and I was like dumbfounded what was going on. And then when I went to work, when I was normally scheduled to work a Sunday morning, which was Easter morning, and it was foggy as all get out. I drove in that fog all the way from Newcomerstown to Coshocton to where I worked at Clow in Coshocton as a security guard. And the two new guards were there. The new schedule was on the desk. My name was nowhere on that schedule at all. I called her house to see what was going on. Her husband said, she had left to go to visit her mother. And I called her supervisor, and he got belligerent with me on the phone and said if I didn't leave the premises, he was going to have me arrested. Then he came and told me that I basically took time off without reporting it to her. I had a doctor's excuse, and I gave it to her. I kept a copy of it too to prove I had a doctor's excuse. And he told me I had to leave the badge and everything there. She lied and said I missed 16 days of work without a valid excuse. She lied. She lied. She lied. And later on, after I finally got my unemployment, because the main company refused to respond back to what I was saying as the truth, I even showed the unemployment office my doctor's excuse. Well, they were believing me, but they wanted to hear it from the main company out of Warren, Ohio. But they refused to respond. Later on, I saw my ex-supervisor and some of the other employees at the unemployment office. God paid them back. God is my avenger. And God will avenge me from all this bullying that has been going on. Mark my words. You think you're living high and mighty right now? God is my avenger. God is the avenger of His true children, His sheep. Not His goats, His sheep. And he will avenge me. Eventually, He will avenge me. So if you want to say, well, I'm sick of God after you, you know what? I'm praying for your soul. But I'm also praying that God takes care of my enemies. People have done me wrong and are doing me wrong. And God will take care of you. Like He's taken care of my enemies in the past. You know, enough is enough. Enough is enough. That's all I'm saying. Enough is enough. I know some of you people say, well, you don't talk nothing about how to get saved. All you have to do is ask Jesus into your heart and to save you. That's all you have to do. There's nothing fancy to it. If you don't know how to do it by now, then you will never know how to do it. I don't beat around the bush. If you don't like it, I don't care. I'm not a Baptist. I'm a Pentecostal. Evangelical. If you don't like it, I don't care. I don't believe in this once saved, always saved, and I don't believe that you got to make a lot of money to be a Christian. There's nowhere in the Bible that says it. Nowhere. Every place it says that you're going to have hard times. Hard times doesn't mean that you're going to make a lot of money. It means hard times. Difficult times. And everything that Jesus said in Matthew 24 is to come in the future. It didn't happen except for the temple being destroyed. Everything else is still yet to come. Everything else is happening right before your eyes that you refuse to see. Because you believe in the lies that's coming out of your own mouth. You don't want to believe in the truth of what I'm preaching or what the Bible really says. I'm done for now because I need to calm down. God bless you. Have a blessed day.